Hi everybody, and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. Looks like Christmas on my desk, doesn't it? Looks like I opened up a bunch of brand new fun things to play with. Well, it's not. It's everything that I have had here in my home. And today's video is all about what you have in your home that you don't have to spend any money on, and what you can use in your journals. You can use in your junk journal, your Bible journal, your gardening journal, your gratitude journal, all kinds of things that you have on hand that are free, things that you buy that you don't realize that you can use to make journaling, pockets, tags, journaling cards, small little books. So today I want to show you my take on what you can use for free and some things that maybe you haven't considered. So this is all eye candy right here. And like I said, it's even better because it came with a product that you normally would have to buy. You'd throw it away. But if you really think about it, it's all free and you can use it. So I hope you stick around and see what I have. Thanks for joining in if you are going to stay. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you. So I'm going to move a few of these things over to the side here. And I'm not really going to do it in any order. Maybe I will do the larger items first. That might be better. I'll move all of this stuff over here to the side. And look at this sweet little Betsy Clark wrapping paper. My favorite. I collect Betsy Clark. I love her. I've loved her since I was 10 years old. So I have a pile here of some larger items. And one of the things that I use, and you can use too, if you do make journals, they're great for tags. They're great for pockets if you want a heavier pocket. I save all of my boxes that this is a Bisquick box, and my Bisquick box is what I used to make the cover of the Lazy Daisy journal that I made for my girlfriend. So you can go back, there's a video for that. And I do have a video showing you the box and how I attached the quilted ribbon embroidered cover to this. So save your boxes, all right? I have quite a few of the smaller, and I have a lot of pasta boxes. And these are very easy to save and store. You can see you can just collapse them. And then when it comes time to use them, you just pull them out, and then you can cut them down and do whatever you need to do to them to make them fit. I'm going to get these off of my desk next. Craft bags. Everybody has craft bags, and how many times does your husband throw them away on you, or you're not thinking, or you're thinking, I have so many that I really don't need another one? Well, the other day my husband had to go to Ace, because Ace is the helpful place, your local hardware store. He had to get some keys made up. So he brought the keys home, and he handed them to me, and of course he handed them to me like this, and I was going to toss the bag, and then I happened to turn it over, and I'm like, this bag ain't going nowhere. This little bag is going to go right in my little stash. And I think this is a really fun back of the bag, and it'll be great in a journal. I can make a pocket out of it. I can make a tag out of it. I can collage on it. So that is sticking around here. I'll be using that. This here, when I go buy my olive oil, these are really, really nice, sturdy craft bags. And these can come apart at the seam right here. So I can carefully take that apart, lay it out flat, and then I can do whatever I want to do with it. And so much so, I could even put some collage work around the Lake George Olive Oil Company and still have the mountains and the olive branches underneath. So keep your tall bags. Here's another, let's finish up with the bags here. Another bag from the Lake Placid Brew Pub and Brewery. Another craft bag, a little bit wider. Nice heavy. This here is, let's see, where did I get this? KLH Design. Not sure if I bought something online. I have a few of these bags, and these are just a lot of fun. These would be great on the back of a tag or in your junk journal, and then you could collage over it. But these are really cool with all of the vintage style images on it. So hang on to bags such as this. Now this bag is from my local Hallmark store. And I really like this bag because how cool would this bag be to use, to cut down and use part of this on a tag. It could go in a collage piece. It could be, you could even make this into the cover of a journal, which is really cool. And there's images on both sides. So this is a really, really cool bag, and there's even images inside. So if you go into a Hallmark store, and even if you buy a single card, this I bought, I was there at Christmas time and bought quite a bit of stuff. But if you, even if they have a smaller car, if you have a smaller purchase, ask them if they have a bag. And even if they charge you 10, 15, 25 cents, or even offer them, I'll give you a quarter for the bag or whatever. Can I have a bigger bag? This is a really cool bag, and I'm going to be working with this. Then when you get your packages, do not throw away your inside packing paper. I love the sound of this. I just think that sounds so cool. This is a cross between, it's not really craft, it's kind of waxy, but this is a very cool paper. So I'm sure there's people out there, everybody buys from Amazon, and a lot of times Amazon will take their craft paper and they twist it and package it around things. Take it out, iron it. I will iron this, some of it. Some of it I'm going to leave crinkled like this, and then I'm going to stencil over it, so some of these lines will become distressed. So some you can iron if you want it smoother. Some you can leave it like this or crinkle it even more. And then this here was another packing. Someone sent me something, and they wrapped their goodies in this, and I love this, and I can't wait to work with this, and I don't know what I want to do with it. I do know one thing, that before I cut it, or I cut it down to make a book cover out of, I just think this would make a really cool nature book cover. I'm going to scan this. I'll press it to try to get some of the wrinkles out, but I'm going to scan it, and then I will transfer it over to my computer. Then I'll have the butterflies, and I can make different colors. I can make different sizes. I could make them look more cartoonish. So if you get any type. If this, even if this was even more torn and tattered, I would have still kept it. But so keep your wrappings such as this, because it's just too cool. Your Tyvek envelopes. Everybody gets Tyvek envelopes. This one here is personal and confidential, so I can't show you the other side, but no, this is from my accountant. And my accountant is always sending us papers to sign because we have to pay a lot of taxes. So I keep all of the envelopes that Paul sends me, and I use these in my junk journals to adhere two pieces of paper together, because you know Tyvek, you cannot rip it. It's kind of like hostas. You can't destroy hostas. Only the deer can destroy hostas when they come and eat them. So hang on to your Tyvek envelopes, because you never know when you're going to need a strong bonding paper. A lot of people like to use really old, vintage book pages. And sometimes I have a math book, and the minute I try to work with it, it rips. So the Tyvek, again, if you're going to collage with it, put your brittle paper on here. Then you could just cut around it, or do whatever you want to do, and it will help keep it all bound together. Okay, as long as we're on with the papers, speaking of wrapping paper, hang on to your wrapping papers. These wrapping papers my mom had, and after she passed, I found these in her, we had a little attic area in my bedroom, and she had all of her boxes and boxes and boxes of crafts. And my mom used to decoupage, and she would go to the Hallmark store and buy the Betsy Clark cards, anything Betsy Clark, anything. Wrapping paper, cards, writing paper, paper pads. We have the little books. And she would fussy cut these out, and she made beautiful decoupaged boxes and wall plaques. So I happen to have two Betsy Clark scrapbooks from the 70s, and I'm going to be using this paper in scrapbooks to enhance the pages and adorn them with these absolutely glorious, beautiful images. I collect Betsy Clark, and I have a really nice collection going on. Someday I'll show you all the books that I have and the plaques. And one of my girlfriends down in Texas, she sent me a little Betsy Clark coffee mug she found. So I have playing cards, I have greeting cards, I have postcards. So these I just cherish, and these will be used in the scrapbooks. So, but my whole point there is save your wrapping paper, even if it's bits and pieces, because you can still use them in a collage. And then this is the other thing that I wanted to show you. I have a lot of these Avery, they're just Avery labels. And if you work in an office setting, or I think I might have gotten these from my husband's business years ago, and I just put them down in our cellar. We used to have our office in our home. So I'm running across different things that I've had when we had our office here. But if you ever run across any labels such as this, these are for file folders. They have them for name tags, hello, my name is so-and-so, that size, but you wouldn't want to use them if they said, hello, my name is so-and-so. But what you can do is, this is a digital image. This is a digital image that I have, and I wanted to experiment because I thought, how cool would it be to take these white labels and run this through my copy machine. Now, I could have run it through my copier just like this. It would have taken it. But what fun is that? I just taped it to a plain piece of copy paper, and I wanted to run it through that way. And then I have a couple images here I can cut and use. But these I'll be able to just pull off, and I can use these on a tag or a journal pocket. I can just make this a really nice feature, or a little feature piece, or an add-on. Now, you can see my hands are getting a little inky. This here, and that's why I suggest you could do it with just the white. What it's not adhering to, the ink really isn't adhering. Oh, actually it is. You know where it's coming from? It's coming from this tape. See, I taped it down. So I'm just going to peel that off. And it doesn't really matter if that rips when you do go to use these, only for the fact that this side was a little bit easier. You may want it to be distressed and ripped and tear it. So that's where the ink is coming from here, right on that. But the ink does apply well to these. So don't throw away your labels. Don't say, oh, well, I'll never use these because I don't use file folders or whatever. Run them through your printer with a digital image, and they'll be fun to use. All right, so I wanted to show you that fun little thing. The other thing that I like to use when you buy garments, now a lot of people have vintage buttons that they use on their journaling cards and pockets. You don't always have to use vintage buttons. So I have a whole bag of buttons that when we've bought items throughout the years, I've just kept them and I just throw them in a bin. And I've kept all of the tags. Don't throw your clothing tags away, because this you could make into a nice journaling card. It's heavy, it's thick, and you'd have a lot of fun collaging on this. And then you can use the buttons if you no longer have the garment or whatever. Then you could use the buttons in your journal as well. And even this thing is a funky little thing that you could incorporate somehow. You could leave it right on here, and then you could wrap some eyelash thread around it. There's a lot of things. You could add a charm, a button, tie these together. So don't throw away your clothing tags or the buttons, because you can use those down the road. This here is a sewing kit. And obviously I picked this up at the Sheridan Skyline, which, okay, this is in England. This is when I went to England. And I will use this because I have a whole shoebox of souvenirs and things like this when I went to England. And I will use this in my journal. It's a little sewing kit. I'll take the sewing kit out, but this will make a really cute, a little flip. And I could put a picture in there of my husband and I. There's a lot of things I could do with that. So also, if you have, which I want to do a video on the old matchbooks. And this is very much like a matchbook. Don't throw away your matchbooks. Save them, and you can use them as well. So if you see any of these anywhere out and about, pick these up. All right. The next thing, I bought a pair of socks last weekend. And this little cardboard holder. I did not want to throw away. It's sturdy. And I think what I would like to, I mean, I could make a pocket out of it. I could make a tag out of it. This would make a cute pocket. You could cut that down. But I think what I'm going to do with this, which would be kind of fun because it has a good width on it, you can make a little book out of it. This measures 1.5 inches by almost 3, 2 3/4. This would make a really cute mini book. So I'm going to hang on to that and use that. The other thing that you can use that are free are greeting cards. So if you want to make a December daily, or you want to make a Christmas journal or tags or a pocket, this would make a really cute side pocket. You could put this in your journal, and then you could have a side pocket here. There's so many things that you can do with your greeting cards. This is a get well soon. That would be very pretty, even if you fussy cutted around that to put in as a tag or whatever. These here, if you have someone that makes you handmade cards, these are from my niece. She will make me handmade cards and write to me on occasion just to keep me informed as to what's going on up in Michigan. And these I will use the whole card. I will put in a journal, and I will most likely tuck it in a pocket because I think it's important to keep family letters and notes throughout the years. The next thing, family packages, Christmas, ribbon, wrapping. This came on a package and I ironed it. My mom was a great one to save any type of ribbon. She saved all her bows. I'm sure we all do. I still save my Christmas bows. I use them year after year after year. But save your ribbons if you get a gift. Or if you get a gift bag and there's a bow tied on it. Save them because this you could make, I call it ribbon candy, a ribbon candy ribbon, where you take your ribbon like this and you sew it in your junk journal. You could use this as a tab on the side of your page. I mean, there's so many things that you can do with this. So save your ribbons that you get on gifts because they come in real handy. All right, the next thing I want to show you is playing cards. Again, if you're into December dailies or Christmas junk journals, scrapbooks, I don't want to leave the scrapbookers out there hanging. You can use all of these things in your scrapbook too. You just have to remember that it's not acid or lignin free. So you have to consider your photos. And there's ways around that as well. But these regular playing cards make great journaling cards. So playing cards. The other thing that you can use for journaling cards are recipe cards. And if you don't like the image on here or whatever, just make a nice collage. But I like to keep the original recipe cards because it's just, these I think are all from the 70s and 80s. It's just a nice reminder. Business cards and hotel keys. These are really great to use this is from my girlfriend, Shar, the weaver. And I thought it was really cool. She took a lot of different pictures of her fibers and she made her business cards out of that. And you can use these to flatten your papers as you work. If you glue something down, you can, they work even great, too. You don't need a fancy tool if you've got glue on your paper, just to get your little glue bits up, or your desk area. But because they're nice, hardened plastic, and if you want to use them as a tag, you can make them into a tag. So keep your hotel keys when you go away. The other thing you can keep, and I started keeping little bits and pieces of my pasta boxes for the little see-through containers, the little windows here. And I'm starting to collect more and more of these, because when I make my slide film little ephemera items, these fit perfectly in those windows. So I wanted to tear this one apart to see how it would go, and it came out really well. These I will just keep on here until it's time to take these off, so nothing happens to them. So don't throw your entire box away of your spaghetti boxes. Cut the little windows out, and then you can use those. I know a lot of people go and they purchase, now I can't think of the name of it. Acetate. And I know the acetate comes in different weights or thicknesses. I don't know a lot about acetate just yet, and I'm having a hard time finding it. Like our Hobby Lobby doesn't carry it. I'll have to try our Michael's Crafts. But for now, I like using these little pieces that come in the spaghetti boxes. So save those. The other thing, my pearl onions come in these little bags. And I want to try, because I like to use sequins, and I like to make I make these little aprons, and I enclose the sequins as an apron. And I have been using the plastic, I think they come in 12. I think there's 3 across and 4 down. They come in a sheet. You put your baseball cards in them. And I've been using those. And then I have a heat machine that I can seal it up, and I put my sequins in there. But I thought I might like to try something here with my sequins behind this. But even if that doesn't work, this would be really cool to use in another way, in making ephemera and tags and things like that. So don't throw away if you buy pearl onions. You can use your onion bags. The onion bags usually are red, so you could use those in a Christmas journal. So hang on to bags such as this. And then the last thing I wanted to show you was this little book here. I really like making these. They're just very simple, very cute little books. You can make them as big as you want. And I will be putting photos in here. And this is made from coasters, drinking coasters. And we'll make one of these, because these are fun to make. So you can use coasters in a couple different ways. You could use them as a journaling card in your book, and you could put like Santa here in a nice tuck spot, use them as a journaling card. Or you could actually make a pocket. And if I were to do a pocket with Saint Nick here, I would only attach two sides of the coaster to the page, and then you would have let me just get a little card here. You could have a corner tuck spot, and you could have a little bit larger card. You could have a little tuck spot this way, or you could have a tuck spot this way. So that's one way to use them. And then the coasters, I should put some of these in my shop. I've got a whole big sleeve of these. I'll never use all of them. But when you go to your local pub or tavern or your tap room, you go out to a restaurant, and you sit and wait at the bar for your table, they're just going to throw these away. They don't keep them. I don't believe the health department allows them to keep these and reuse them. They're just going to chuck them. Take your coaster with you, slip it in your purse, do whatever. They give you a coaster, just slip it right in your purse. And coasters can be a lot of fun to use. So, and like I said, that's what this book is made out of, coasters. And it's just a fun, it's old, it's starting to come apart a little bit, but it's just a fun thing to use, to make, to use. So yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else for you. I think I've covered a few things that I use that are free, that really don't cost me anything. So take a look around your house. Be more aware of when you do go out, things around you. Placemats, if you find a really funky placemat. Oh, there is one other thing that I do want to show you. So hold on one second. Yeah, it's this right here. And I forgot to pull them. These were out in my hallway. Everybody travels. And what I want you to do, if you drive on an interstate, you're going to stop for lunch, you're going to stop to use the bathroom. On your interstates, they always have a large area where you can get brochures. And I picked up these two brochures, which the graphics drew me to them immediately. Out in the Catskills, I believe there is a museum, and it's all these artists that are depicting the 69 Woodstock Festival. And you can go and visit there. But the images in here are awesome. And I picked this up because I wanted to incorporate all of these images into a 1970s style journal. And I'd like to make a larger journal. I don't want to make your typical smaller journal. I have patterns from the 1970s, sewing patterns, and I want to put those images in. I still have a lot of things from the 70s. I'd like to just make a really cool junk journal and have it as a memory book. I still have letters from when my brother was in the Coast Guard, and his girlfriend was at the University of Vermont going to college there. I have every single letter that they wrote me. I want to tuck those into the journal. So when you are out and about and you're traveling, go and poke around at the little travel brochures. I'm sure, because even in the back here, this would be a really cool fold out in the book. And then in this one, I picked this one up as well. because I love this. I can just see this in my journal with all of those people in the, I call them the John Lennon glasses. But this had an interior map. And again, if you don't have, a lot of people use maps to make envelopes and use as background. If you don't have maps in your home, we have a lot of maps because we were members of AAA. Something like this would be awesome to use. This actually here has all of the museums for the Woodstock area to visit. But and I don't even worry about the pages being shiny anymore. Yeah, that almost looks like spac. But that's the Bethel Woods Center for the Arts. Yeah, I love all these images. Look at that image there. So, even again, like I said, I don't worry about the shiny. That would still, if you're doing a nature book, use images such as that. So now that's all I've got for you. Look at this one here. Richie Havens opened the Woodstock Festival Friday, August 15th, 1969 at 5 p.m. He wasn't scheduled to go on until later in the evening, but the original opening band, Sweetwater, was stuck in traffic. So look at that. Yeah, Woodstock. Crazy, huh? Just crazy. So yeah, so go ahead and, like I said, when you travel, pick up your brochures, use them, have fun with them. Yeah. So again, I hope that some of this was helpful to you. And I think what I need to do next is show you how we can use some of this stuff in a journal. So I think that'll be fun. So that's all I've got for you definitely now, folks. And thanks for joining in, and have a great night. I'm going to move on and maybe do a little bit of artwork now, and I will see you in my next video. Alrighty, bye-bye.